afternoon, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your midday market report for Wednesday, August 24th, 2022. Just 7 days left in this month. Let's think about that for a second. 7 days. September right around the corner, Labor Day weekend, kids back to school. Crazy, crazy world we live in. Week 0 in 3 days. Lines moving all different directions. 3-4 points to the left, 3.4 points to the right. I keep bringing this game up. Nebraska and Northwestern in Ireland. The whole world is on Northwestern. The whole world. Yet the line's gone from 10, 10.5, now up to 13 in most books. I don't get it, do you? Last night, ECSI VIPs, we go back to the MLB 101. Doubleheader. Watch the first game. The team that loses the first game, come back with the second. Come back with them in the second game. Now, again, it's not a guarantee. It's not a lock. There's no such thing. Cardinals, -128, winner. Cardinals, team total over 4.5, winner. Over 9, winner. 13-3 final. Nice 3-0 night. Yeah, I usually don't put all my eggs in one basket, but we did last night, and we were the Easter Bunny. So good night there. Week 3, last week of the NFL preseason. So much to talk about. FedEx Cup. Is it Scheffler? I don't think it is. But one of the guys right within 2 shots, I think it was, Willie Z out. So there's some big names right behind him. Again, Scheffler starting -10. He has been leaking oil. That's our co-host's man. And he's smiling right back there. 18 million reasons why not to back Scheffler this week. But without further ado, let's bring him in. From the Windy City himself, the one, the only, Mr. Riley Magnuson. Afternoon, Riley.
Afternoon, my friend. Happy Wednesday. Happy week 0 of college football up eve or whatever you want to call it upon us here. So, yeah, you mentioned it. Hell of a lot of stuff to talk about upcoming this weekend. We've got a nice baseball slate today. I'll try not to rant about my White Sox too much, but I'm happy to see you as always, my friend. Don't get too many times to join the midday market report, but I'm happy to be here as always. So I'm ready to rock and roll with whatever you're looking to start at, my friend.
If I asked you who has the best record in baseball since the All-Star break, you would say who?
You know what? I don't know for sure. I just did some research on a certain team who is in August playing some pretty damn good baseball. Is it the St. Louis Cardinals?
Your nemesis, the Cleveland Guardians.
Okay. No, I was looking at the Cardinals, seeing what they've been doing this month, and they're 17-4. So, yeah, I didn't look at that one, but yeah, it's they're obviously rolling. So, and we obviously are not the hottest team since the All-Star break. We are living in Groundhog's Day just about each and every single week here over here on the South Side. So, yeah, I've hit a breaking point about 100 times this year, but. It's about the point where you're asking to be put out of your misery or turn things around one way or the other, as opposed to living in this mediocrity world. So, yeah, I've hit another type of wall that I'm not sure I've ever hit with any of my teams before.
I was sitting in the Bellagio in March, and I had
I sit from my.
I was sitting there in March just enjoying the sports book. I just love to sit in these sports books in Vegas and just people watch and listen. And I got approached by 5 different people. They all know me. They all know my business. And they said, "Hey, do you know that they're printing money here?" It's like, "What are you talking about?" "Yeah, the Brewers to win the division. It's a lock." I was like, "It's a lock." "Yep, they're just printing money." Guy showed me 5 different tickets from like 3 different weeks. I'm like, "Okay." And I'm sitting here and listen, I know the Cardinals pitching staff was injured. I know on paper they couldn't match the front end or back end of Milwaukee, but there was just something about this team that I liked. And as you said, in August, 17-4. They currently are 70-53. The White Sox, excuse me. The Brewers. I just had the Brewers. Where is my Milwaukee team? 65 and 57. 5-game lead. Blink, and this offense from this Cardinals team has just been a juggernaut in August.
Yeah, and I mean, on the other side, Milwaukee's offense is one of these teams out of all these contending teams that you're really begging for something more here. And obviously 1.5 out of that last wild card spot as well. And you have to imagine the Padres are going to play a little bit better baseball than they've been playing. So for me, if the Brewers are going to make the playoffs, they're looking at one of these teams, obviously Philly and San Diego, to fall off. Maybe you see Philly regressing to some degree, and maybe their pitching staff doesn't hold up. But I think Milwaukee's the team that's going to be on the outside looking in out of that, out of all the teams that are in the NL conversation there. And I've got the plus money ticket on the Cardinals to win the division that I caught a couple months ago. So I'm holding out hope that the Cardinals can keep it rocking, and I think they will, man.
And going back to your White Sox, I feel your pain because I've been sitting in my shit now all year with the Red Sox. Again, last year was a dream season. Everything fell into place. Get into the play-in game, beat the Yankees, face the Rays after that, beat the Rays, and get to a Game 6 against the Astros, 2 games from the World Series, a year ahead of schedule. And they're sticking to the script. They didn't re-sign Schwarber. They traded Renfroe. I mean, a lot of moves that just head scratchers. Chris Sale pitched 5 1/3 innings this year, and the list is endless. Pham goes down last night, and they're just hurt. And I think the cloud of not re-signing Bogarts, and then what are you going to do with Devers? It's just been a misery. We haven't. I think our record against the East this year is 16 and 33. And the list is endless, and so we are the true Jekyll and Hyde team. We will be golfing on October 4th. We will be watching, and I love playoff baseball. And for you, 62 and 61. We talked with Minnesota. Hold on, you now have as many wins as Minnesota. But how many times do I talk about Tito and what Tito does to a team? When you have a manager that has control of the clubhouse, and when a team reaches out to your star, Jose Ramirez, and he takes the home time discount. He could have made $50-60 million more anywhere else. He says, I like where I am. I want to be here. I want to win here. If Tito, I don't think he's going to get it. But right now, how is he not the manager of the year?
I don't know. He absolutely is, and I mean the executives deserve below the ownership, obviously, because the ownership has been publicly about not spending money, and that's obviously part of somehow how they got Ramirez to sign that deal. But they're I saw something today. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up again. Out of all the teams in the AL Central, Cleveland has by far the best farm system in the American League Central as well. So they really just do such a fantastic job of developing their players, keeping them all together, and getting the most out of them, man. And it, from a perspective where you, on paper, a White Sox team that has much more talent, I would say, than that team top to bottom, and seeing that, it's really frustrating. And we're in a series right now with the Baltimore Orioles. I was explaining to somebody that's, was kind of hasn't been paying attention. Now it's basically the two opposites. The team that was supposed to be a 90-win team, coasting to their division easy, against a team that was supposed to be a bottom feeder in the entire Major League Baseball, and they're almost identical record. And you see the fundamentals that they play with, and the energy they play with. And I think this is the second time now where it stared us right in the face. And I will say the effort from the White Sox has been better the last couple of weeks, but it's really shined a light on the issues that this baseball team has. In the last 2 days, having double-digit hits and only putting up 3-4 runs and losing both of them, and then you have the manager saying, well, we put up double-digit hits today. I don't know what to tell you. And someone's like, that's kind of been someone asked him point blank. He's like, yeah, that's kind of been a recurring theme all year, isn't it? And he said, well, that's what it was today. And it's just I've never had a frustrating team like this have some of their issues just staring them right, the potentially fixable issues staring them right in the face, and they just choose to ignore it so blatantly. And now we've got a couple of more guys injured. Eloy Jimenez took 102 fastball to the elbow pad last night. And is going to be out for a few days. I don't wish any injury on anybody, but Yasmani Grandal going down, I think actually the way he's playing and the way this team's hitting this season, I think that makes us better for the next month and a half. Again, not wishing injury on anyone, but I legitimately think it does. The dude has scored, I don't think since I tweeted this, it was only a couple games, he scored 9 times on the entire season over 85 games or so, like 400 players have scored more runs than him, and he's single-digit runs on the season, Jeff. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with this one. It really is to the point where, as much as we'd like to have optimism, we are just asking to be put out of our misery once and for all here for this White Sox season. But obviously, and I'll be in this 5-6 hours. I'll be on my couch with my computer in front of me and the TV on the White Sox. So that's where I'm at with this team right now.
Got Dubsy on at 4:30, so I'm going to let you start this off. FedEx Cup tees off in tomorrow. Your boy, Mr. Scheffler, sitting at top, -10, and then the rest of the guys go down. Willie Z out. You got the big cast of characters chasing. You got the Rorys, the Cantlays, the Xanders, yada, 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 like the Cam Smiths of the world. What's your thoughts on Wednesday at 149?
You know what? One guy that I was looking at, Jeff, that from a value standpoint in this one that I think should be worth a look is a guy that was hot about a month ago and got some nice rest, Tony Finau. If he didn't have a 77 in round one last week, I think he had 3 on Friday through Sunday, 3 straight 67 to 68 scores. And if it wasn't for just an ugly round one, the guy would have been in contention last week again. So getting that rust or whatever you want to call it in that round one off, and he's at I'm seeing 20-1 in one spot. I'll do some price shopping to see what other numbers we got here. But that one, Tony Finau is one guy that I think could have some value. As much as I've enjoyed Scotty Scheffler this year from a betting perspective, I've been off from for the last couple of months. But, I mean, it's tough to ignore Patrick Cantlay as well. I mean, he's one of these guys, the top 10, 15, 20 guys that when they're playing this well, it's tough to ignore them. And I think he could be I think he's only a couple shots back, so I think he could absolutely be in play. Maybe worth I'm not suggesting playing him at the number he's at now. I could see, that one growing a little bit as the week goes on there. But those are two guys. A couple of the other ones, though, Cam Smith, if he's well rested, obviously he had been playing very, very well. So, but from a value perspective, I think Finau is one of my favorites that I like so far at this point here.
I have a hard time. Scheffler's been leaking oil, but he starts on top. If he comes out like the Scheffler that started the year, has a good round, he's been stiff-arming everyone all year. The Cam Smith between the years, we all know he's going to the Live Tour. It sounds like now 7 guys in total. I know Smith and Leishman were 2 of them. I don't know who the other 5 are. There's been some leakings. It could be a Cantlay. It could be this. It could be that. Rory just sitting back there again. Now, Rory's been doing a lot of talking against the Live Tour. He has come back to win a FedEx Cup 4 or 5 shots behind. He posts a big round the opening day to say, hey, guys, I'm here. It's mine. How's your temperature on Rory?
No, I'm 100% agree with you on that one. I think I see 9-1. I think that just wasn't juicy enough, or enticing enough for me to take that one right there. But I really do like Rory. We've been talking all year about these kind of statements that he's, attempting to make this season, and obviously this would be the exclamation point if he could do that. So, I'm 100% with you. I'm going to wait and see on him, but maybe if there's any, round one props on Rory McIlroy, I'd be interested in that for sure. I am 100% with you there. What about, I'll flip back to you, guy who hasn't been that hot yet, and I know you and I have liked him at certain times, Justin Thomas. I mean, if he could be a guy that would make an exclamation point if he had a nice tournament, but obviously hasn't been that great the last few months. What are your thoughts on him for this weekend?
How many shots back is he starting?
I want to say he's 4 under, but I could be wrong. Either 3 or 4 under, so he's 6 or 7 back.
I think he's consistent. He reminds me of the Xander type, the Cantlay type. That you're looking for someone that's going to make a statement early, and I see 2 guys there. I like the Tony Finau thought, but if Cam Smith is locked and loaded, I mean, he can make up 5-6 shots with the putter in the first round, and Rory and his driver lately has just been off the charts. Those are the 2 that I think could make that statement if you were looking for a pre-flop. Now, you can wait till after Thursday. How does Scotty play? How does some of these other plays to get in? But from a pre-flop perspective, to make a big move opening day, I think it's Cam Smith or Rory. Those are the 2 that I got my eyes on.
No, I'm 100% with you there. Just to clear it up, Justin Thomas 3 under, so he is 7 back of Scheffler to start. But I'm 100% with you. Those two guys could absolutely be there. I mean, the one guy that nobody's talking about that's 5 shot backs and has had a pretty decent season. I'm not saying he's going to win, but maybe value just because he's kind of in the same company of guys, but doesn't get the same name recognition. Sam Burns, about 20 to 1. He's 5 under. Maybe not the round 1 splash that you're talking about, but I could see a really nice, consistent few days and to be, in contention at the end of the day. But aside from that, I think we're on the same page for the most part here. Matt Fitzpatrick has been throughout the season along with Scheffler, one of my favorites to back. But I don't know if he's got enough firepower that we're kind of talking about to move all the way up. He's obviously that kind of grinder. I could see him, having a 1-2 under day each time around here, each round. So at least something to look at. But Cam Young, I think would be one of the sleepers out of this one, who's had some really nice weekends, but maybe a little too far back. So I think we're on the same page for the most part. I'm with you. I think Rory can make a splash here on day 1, and maybe a couple other guys as the weekend goes along find themselves near the board once it's over with here.
I like your thought process with Burns. Again, that's all it's going to take is a 73, 74 from Scheffler in the opening round, and the whole pack just comes right to him. So we'll be interested to see what Scotty Scheffler shows up. We'll be interested for sure there. 2 day games already going on. The Braves touchdown, extra point, 7-0, bottom of the 4th. And San Fran, Detroit, bottom of the 3rd, 0-0. Webb versus Manning. We have a bunch of afternoon games still to go to and some evening games. So I'm going to flip the slate to you, sir.
Alrighty, sounds good. Let's. I had a quick question for you about that Tigers and Giants game before we move on. It's bottom 3rd. I think the Tigers are the home team. They've got one guy on. Were you thinking that was a Tigers number before the game? I know we're not big live bettors, and I'm not much for MLB live bettors, but was that a Tigers number to you before the game, or am I off my rocker with that one?
Manning has been a lot better. I did a show a couple days ago with Scotty Webb, and I think actually about 5 days ago to be exact, Manning was pitching, and his numbers have been better. You get San Fran with Logan Webb at home. I mean, he's almost a $2 favorite because they're like 23-3 when he starts a game. I think the number was fair. I just think offensively, San Fran has just been so inconsistent all year. And again, Detroit can't score. Yeah. So an over of 8, Vegas is saying first 1 to 4 wins the game.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I was just curious on that one. Was a little too good to be true for me if I was interested in the Giants to start. But I'm with you. 0-0 to this point. Still, I could see it being first. I could at this point see it first 1 to 2 at this point. So we'll move on from that one. Should potentially see some more runs. Maybe not. Total is a little lower than it usually is, but. First one up from where we stand now. Next one up, I should say, Texas and Colorado. Martin Perez and Jose Urena. Rockies favored yesterday. Rockies were favored yesterday. We're sitting at plus 116 for the Rockies today, minus 135 or so for Texas. Rockies win 3 of their last 4, all at home. Offense rolling a little bit. Good versus lefties at home. Any interest in the Rockies here today at home with the plus money?
I had to write off the Rangers this weekend. They got me again, and I'm just done with them. And then I went against them 2 days later. They got me again. I have them waiting in April to come back on my board. I think you're spot on against the lefties. Perez has been leaking oil, does show flashes. What do you have for a team total on Colorado? Is it 4.5 juiced over, or did they get cute and they raise that to 5?
I see on DraftKings 4.5 minus 140, if this is still accurate. So you're right on with that one. And then first 5 over 2.5 at minus 110.
Perez has shown flashes early, and then he usually has a bad 4th or 5th inning. I think Colorado can get to 5. I don't like the juice, obviously. I guess this is just going to be a popcorn game.
No, I think I'm with you on that one. I mean, you know me, I'm always interested a little bit in the home team Rockies. If I can find a little edge, then I'm at least interested to some degree. So
I think your 4.5 over is the play. The Detroit back end. I mean, the Texas back end sucks. If Perez comes out early and Texas can get a lead, when I'm backing a home team, I really enjoy, obviously, the thought process. Am I going to get those three swings in the ninth inning? So I had no problem yesterday backing the Cardinals because I thought for sure that the Cubs would at least bat in the ninth inning.
Yeah.
And, I didn't need the ninth inning after all, anyways. It was 7-3 going in there. So, I think they get to 5 or better. I do. I just don't like the juice.
Right. And obviously, I mean, they could put up 7, 8 runs, and then we could be staring at the Texas Rangers with a 2 touchdown score for themselves. So yeah, always playing with fire a little bit.
Urena is bad. He's bad.
Yeah. 100%. You're playing with fire if you're back in the Rockies. Although I that is where I lean though, but I'm staying away for now. Excuse me. Miami and Oakland next one up. Luzardo and Irvin. Monday and Tuesday, these two teams played. Marlins win both -145 closing favorites, give or take a few dollars there. Is this an A's number to you as far as this next one up? About 30 minutes after the last one we talked about, Marlins -125, Oakland about +105. Irvin bad the last two, still 3.33 ERA, I think. Any interested in the A's, or am I off my rocker with this one here too?
Down to 115. There is a 117 at Westgate right now. John Murray has moved it up 2 cents there. I had a part of that Irvin's bad start, his last outing. I was on the A's there. I think you are spot on. I think it is an Oakland number, but here's the angle you got to look at. Didn't Luzardo start his career with Oakland?
Oh, you know what? He did. I did not. You're right, 100%. Yeah, this. I think this is his first year away from him. I didn't consider that one at all. So that's at least something there. And I honestly like him a decent amount. He hasn't been terrible. He was good last time out. Kind of seesaw, good, bad, good start, bad start. So it was good this last time out. So I'm kind of leaning towards the A's, but it's a tough pill to swallow. Always is a tough pill to swallow with the Oakland A's. So. Moving on to the next one, I believe we've got the biggest number on the board here for the Mariners hosting the Washington Nationals. Sanchez versus Kirby. Anything to see here, or should we move on from this one?
I unfortunately, again, I think Washington was at San Diego 5 days ago. I took the Padre team total. They just slept walk, another team that's just going through the motions. I am done trying to fade Sanchez. I don't get it. Kirby has been good. You've had some decent numbers on him. I've left them on the desk, but I will just say this. There is no way in holy hell I would ever back a Kirby -300 at home. I don't care. That's who's that? Damn. Who was the lefty way back in the day for the Seattle there that threw 100 miles? Randy Johnson. There's no Randy Johnson there. Yeah. So that's just next.
Yeah, next. That's what I was assuming for there. Yeah, I mean, Sanchez, you're right. He's been terrible, but still hasn't quite made sense. He was decent his last time out, if I'm not mistaken there. So moving on to San Diego, Cleveland and San Diego. You talked about Cleveland a little bit here. Quantrill and Snell. Snell for the Padres. Cleveland gets a win yesterday. This is a 2-game series here in San Diego. About -165 favorite for the Padres. Total 7.5. Any interest in the Padres, confidence that they bounce back, or do you like the value with what you talked about, a hot team in Cleveland Guardians?
Well, the opening number of 165, I have a computer model of a 160. Quantrill, out of nowhere, he's been good lately. He's been real good. Cleveland gets the win yesterday. Again, this San Diego team, I can't get a temperature on. I talk to my San Diego guys every day, like what the hell's going on? Tatis comes out in tears the other day. And, I'm still pissed at him because he cost me potentially 20,000 in my fantasy team. But I'll just say this. The way both teams are playing, it's a San Diego number. They're looking for some Cleveland backing. I can't get in there at a 160. Here's the problem. An under over a 7.5. If you wanted to get cute and back the Padres minus the run line, you got to hope and pray that they get to 4 or 5. And their offense has just been too inconsistent.
Right. I mean, even when they split with the Nationals, which obviously you're not writing home about. And in the 2 wins, it was 2-1. Their offense only put up 2 runs in each game. So I'm with you. That's exactly what I thought. I thought it was a San Diego number, but I think maybe they win 2-1 again here again tonight, 3-2 or something like that. So
our buddy SoCal DGen put out Quantrill and Snell Nerfies the last 15 have just been like 14-1. So he's got everyone on the Nerfy, no runs scored in the first inning here.
Okay.
So it'll probably be a Soto solo shot, right?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Next one, another decent sized number. Phillies hosting the Reds in this one. TJ Zook and Christopher Sanchez. Sanchez only a couple starts, been okay. Zook 2 starts, 6 earned run in each. We've got a big number in this one. Any way to get into this one, or is this another one to move right on from?
I just don't get Vegas. I think Zook's second start. I think we actually went against him his first start, and I think we lost there as well. I don't know anything about the Sanchez guy, yet they're favored by 240. I mean, Vegas just making a statement saying, hey, we're not giving the Phillies away. Nice come from, they had the lead. They gave it up in the ninth. They came back in the bottom of the ninth last night. Maybe some momentum, they think. I mean, if you wanted to play a run line, the under-over's at 9. So, Phillies get to 5 or 6, but you got to worry about their back end. So I guess the only thing I might initially back here is a first 5 minus the hook. What's the number on that one?
First 5 minus the hook is minus 160.
No, thanks.
Nope. Over 3.5 at plus 125 for the first 5 for the Phillies. So you need 4 in the first 5 innings to get some plus money there.
Phillies team total?
For the first 5.
Combined or their team total?
Phillies team total for the first 5 innings is over 3.5 at plus 125.
Well, that's a statement. It's not 2.5. It's not 3. It's 3.5. Mm-hmm. That's a statement. Hey, Riley, that's a beer and pizza play for you.
I think so. And I mean, the full game over 5.5 at minus 105 for the Phils. They're giving you a touchdown minus 105 there.
That's a statement. So they're not expecting the Zook kid to go too far. That's a statement right there. I'll be eyeing that one for sure.
I mean, like I said, 6 earned runs each of his first 2. You had the Mets 4 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, and then last week against it was these Phillies actually, 11 hits, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, 3 bombs off of him last time out.
You're supposed to, on the second time around, the pitcher's supposed to do better. But Vegas is saying, nah, not today.
I'm with you. I'm sprinkling on this one right now, honestly, because I mean, this guy, I watched him once. He's not good. He is not good. So I'm with you on this one. Going over to my neck of the woods, I will let you help me out with this one because I am jaded on this team, as I talked about at the open of the show. You got the White Sox going into Baltimore for Game 2 here. White Sox lose last night in Baltimore after Cease gives up a 3-run bomb and then was really good for about 5 innings after that. Sox can't put up enough runs there. Giolito on the mound for the White Sox, 4 earned runs and 7 earned runs his last 2. I would normally feel good about a bounce back. He's been decent about avoiding these 3 straight bad starts, but been too hit or miss for me to go into him. And the White Sox have made a guy like Watkins look like an ace way too often this season. So help me out with this one. I am too jaded on this team, my friend.
It's a White Sox number.
Okay.
Jeets has looked like shit the last few starts. Baltimore, nice win yesterday. Everyone's on the Baltimore train, everyone. And you're going to get them at plus money. And we know Giolito has not been good. It's a White Sox number.
Okay, that's what I thought too. But like I said, this team and Giolito himself is. I hope he can round into form here. But he hasn't been good. But you're right. And he's been good at avoiding 3 straight bad starts. So, hopefully you're right for my sake, and I have an enjoyable evening tonight here in my home. Moving on to L.A. Angels and Tampa Bay Rays. The Angels continue to fall deeper into obscurity this year. Tampa Bay is kind of rolling right now. Myers versus McClanahan, obviously, for Tampa Bay. Total of 7 last I checked. Yep, still at 7. Any way to get into this one? Got a nice big number again here. Run line for the Rays, minus 125. Any interest any which way here?
Computer model minus 225 this morning. Vegas said, no. We're going to put out 260, 270. An Angels team that the team found out that the owner, Mr. Moreno, is taking bids, potentially selling. I mean, he probably doesn't want to spend $500 million on Shohei, so I might as well go and get a couple billion for the team and just get out of Dodge. You really can't get in there. And I'll just say this. Vegas is allowing you to get in there on the full game run line. You said it was only minus 125. So this has got 4-3 written all over it. It's got a 4-1 Rays lead, a 2-run bomb by Trout or Shohei in the top of the ninth, 4-3 final.
Yeah, I'm with you. This one was an easy stay away from me. I mean, McClanahan obviously still been really good all season. Last few starts hasn't been the Cy Young contender by any means. So I think I'm with you. I think the Rays win, but yeah, it might not be as easy as it's looking there. So sticking in the AL East, I will kick it over to you once again. You're not in front of them today, but the Boston Red Sox hosting the Toronto Blue Jays. Berrios versus Bello. Bello back from the IL. Obviously, you are very aware he was not very good at his before his IL stint. Berrios solid last time out, but typically when we've seen that, it is followed by a decent amount of runs in his next start. Any insights from you, Toronto, about minus 155 in this one I'm seeing right now?
Yes, I had Julian Edlow on this morning, and when Bellows came up, he was an auto fade. I was like, "Hey, you guys pitching today?" He's like, "Yeah, I know. I think you got a Jays team total of 5.5, juiced under." My two daughters are going to the north end to Straga's for dinner, and then going up to the game. You would expect a bad start from Toronto. Here's the problem. The Red Sox are the walking wounded. I assume you don't have a lineup card in front of you. It's too early.
Let's double check here. Nothing. Nope. Too early.
They lose Pham, who was like their spark plug yesterday. I don't know if he's out day to day. They're just going through the motions. I did the math. They got 39 games left. They couldn't get this season over quick enough. 6 games behind the Jays. Bellows going to get you 3 or 4. The back end should be okay. They got blown out yesterday. Whitlock should be ready. I just got no faith in Berrios. I got zero faith in the Red Sox.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's tough to back either side in this one. I mean, Blue Jays offense over 2.5 in the first 5, minus 115 for the full game. It is the 5.5 at plus 105 I see over here.
They're giving you the gift of 2.5. Maybe Bellows sharper. You want the plus money, you can take a swing and hope to get the touchdown. You don't need to worry about an extra point or 2-point conversion, as I like to say. What is the Sox team total? 3.5 juiced over?
Let me double check here. For the full game, it is 3.5 minus 145. Yep.
They got 5-4-6-4 on this game. I'm just going to stay away.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you.
Actually, I'll give you something. What is the Red Sox team total first 5?
That one also over 1.5 minus 150.
Too big a juice. Okay.
Playing you out of that one, huh? I can't find. There's not many books that offer the first 5 team totals. Not a ton. So, I always got to shop around. And yeah, sometimes when it's one that you want to have, they'll give you the over 1.5 at minus 150. And yeah, you're pissed off at that one. So. Switching over to the NL Central, we talked about the Cardinals. They are in the north side of Chicago tonight, as they were yesterday. Mikolas versus Farrell. Farrell first start of the season for any team. He 4.74 ERA with Minnesota last season. Mikolas has been good the last 2. Pretty solid in 2 starts versus the Cubs this year. Do you trust the Cards? We obviously talked about them. 17-4 in August, 5.5 lead over the Brewers, minus 215. Run line, minus 130. Any interest in the Cardinals here tonight?
I trust the Cardinals offense. I don't trust Mikolas. He has shown that he could have a few clunkers. The Cubs team, I can't believe I'm going to say this, has been scrappy. They've been playing okay of late. 53 and 70. They're 17 games, obviously, behind St. Louis. I think St. Louis gets it done. Listen, when I go in, and I don't do this often, I can tell you in 7.5 years, probably on one hand, I go in on a 3-piece in one game and come out 3-0. I'm going to take my money and run.
Yeah. No, I mean, you said it. The Cubs are scrappy. I've talked to a lot of Cubs fans. Given the expectation, obviously they wish they had a winning team. They're having a more fun season. They're 17 games under 500. They're having a more fun season than I and my White Sox fans are over here. So, Yeah, it's a scrappy team to some degree. So, moving on, only a few more left here. Minnesota and Houston. I believe Houston got the win last night, if I'm not mistaken. Bundy versus Valdez. Bundy's been good lately, a little too good, if you ask me, as far as the regression that he typically sees after some good starts. Valdez has been consistent all year long. First time facing Minnesota this year, however. Another big number here, though. You trust in Houston in this one, or is this anything to see with Minnesota here?
Verlander last night, 6 innings, no hits, 10 strikeouts, comes out after 91 pitches, and then everyone's sweating the run line, 4-1, 4-2, bases loaded. And I needed Verlander on our fantasy team to get the win, and thank God they held on. It's a Houston number. Minnesota, another team that I just can't get behind anymore. Too inconsistent. Every time I jump on them, nowhere to be found. I fade Al Bundy, and he's Dylan Bundy. I take Dylan Bundy. He's Al Bundy. So I think it's a Stroh's number. If you want to play the run line, I don't have a problem with it. I just can't back Bundy or the Twins at this point.
No, I'm with you, and a total at 8. I mean, I would like to bet on some Bundy regression, but I'm not certain about it here. It might be one more start before we see it. So, 2 more left. This next one I'm interested in your thoughts on. You've got Arizona and Kansas City. Gallen and Singer, minus 130 for Gallen in this one. Gallen 0 earned run in each of his last 3 starts. My friend, I will ask you, why is this number not higher for the Arizona Diamondbacks with Zach Gallen on the mound?
I was thinking exact opposite. Singer has been lights out. I was lights out. And now I think Vegas is saying we're going to get some Singer regression. And I thought, honestly, that the number was high. And my take from the market here is it's an Arizona number. And it's maybe I have Singer, okay, and I follow him every game he starts. What's his last 3-5 starts? What do you have for numbers on him?
No, he's been good. I wrote it down. He's 2 or less in his last 3. And I mean, against the White Sox, 1 earned run. Against the Dodgers, 1 hit over 6 innings, nothing allowed. And the Rays, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. For me, it was Gallen at 0 earned runs over his last 3 and has been better on the entire season. That's kind of where I was leaning. But, I mean, I could see it both ways if I'm being honest now.
You know what you do on this one? You take the over 7.5 plus 110, and probably you get regression from both guys.
There you go. No, I think you're right. It was at least something to see here, and this number was fishy one way or another here. So, I like that a little bit there. Minus 105 on DraftKings for the over, so maybe a little price shopping on that one. Last one up, Milwaukee and the LA Dodgers. We talked about the Brewers not playing their best ball. Adrian Hauser, first start since June 30th, going up against Heaney, who against the Brewers last time out finally saw some decent regression. 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 home runs allowed versus the Brewers in Milwaukee. But yet we are seeing minus 245 for the Dodgers. Is this any way to get into this one? Minus 120 on the run line for the Dodgers. Any way to go here?
Very, very disappointed myself. I didn't want to go 4 deep yesterday. I left the Dodgers run line. Nice plus money on them on the desk. They were begging. It was Gonsolin versus Woodruff. They were begging for Brewer money. It was a public trendy dog, and the Dodgers said, not today, not in our house. Heaney comes over to the Dodgers, and he's Cy Heaney all of a sudden. This Brewer team, again, they get rid of Hader at the right spot. Something's not right with Hader. I knew it all along. They were shopping him in spring training. Something's wrong back there. He's able to get a few good outings, and then he shits the bed. Just ask the Padres. They're laughing right now. What do you got for a Dodger run line full game?
The full game, minus 120 on DraftKings here for the Dodgers.
I think that's the play. What's the Dodger team total?
Let me get it. Let me get it up here. The full game 8.5, obviously for the two teams total. Dodgers over 4.5, minus 140. So they're tough to get into that one.
They get to 5 today. I think they cover the run line. Dodgers right now 85-37. The next closest for wins, the Astros at 79. Dodgers looks like they'll be hosting the World Series, obviously, if they get there. I saw some odds, by the way, and Dodgers still the favorite. I think Houston. I think it's Dodgers. I want to say the Mets. I really do. The Mets is still the play. The Mets are the play, guys. I said that weeks and weeks ago at 7-1. I don't think you can get 7-1 for them to win the World Series anymore. I think it's like 4-1 or 350 or.
I see 6-1 on FanDuel here.
And what about to win the West?
To win the, let's see, to win the NL, you mean?
Yeah.
250 plus 250.
Anyone listening, is you still got value here. Take the plus 250 and then take the 6-1 to the bank. And if they get there, they'll be matched up against Houston unless the Yankees are magically back. And you're going to be able to value shop that one. But I keep talking about the DeGrom Max. You got a good chance of starting a series. Obviously depends on how long these other series go. But if it sets up where you're facing DeGrom and Max, first two games in November, guys, think about this. Holding the bat in 35, 40-degree weather in New York and facing Max and DeGrom. So take your 2-0 lead, and then you can come back on the other side and you can laugh your way all the way to the bank.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. And a little price shopping. FanDuel is a little better number than DraftKings. Obviously, don't know what the rest of the market's got there, but nobody can match that. Nobody can match that right now, at least in the NL, and nobody can match that in the American League either, as far as that starting rotation, man. So Bassett as a third option or whatever it is, third, fourth option is not bad by any means either. So, I'm 100% with you. That is looking better and better by the day.
And here's the other thing is if they're facing a Houston team, you got to look at it this way, that Houston is going to end up throwing Verlander. So you're going to get a Verlander, DeGrom, Verlander, Max. And listen, Valdez has been good, but my point is 1-2 punch. You're going to take Verlander or you're going to take Cole out of the equation right off the rip. So the depth, as you said, Bassett, Walker's been okay. They have length back there, and no one in the league is going to match Diaz in the ninth inning. No one.
Right. So that is about all we've got for today's MLB slate, my friend. Anything else to mention or talk about before we get out of here?
Your home run prop.
Oh boy, for some reason I did not have that one right today. I had the one of the two White Sox home runs of the last 2 weeks somehow in a 20 to whatever the hell 21-5 blowout or whatever it was, and I get the White Sox only home run of the last 2 weeks, for goodness sakes. So anything from you? I'll see if I can drum something up here. Anything from you?
I'm just looking at the matchups. I'll go 2 homers today. I'll take the chalk with Devers for the Sox against Berrios, and I'm going to go Freeman for the Dodgers against Hauser.
I like it. How about not the split that you would love, but how about Wilson Contreras off of Mikolas? He's got a home run, home run in his career, 7 for 19 lifetime versus Mikolas. How about that one? Uh-oh, did I lose him again? I don't know if I lost him again. I'll give it a second here. Yeah, not the split that you would like if anyone's still listening. But Wilson Contreras against Mikolas. Let me see a number on this one. I got you there? Okay, did you hear what I said? You cut out there for a while.
No, we're here now.
Okay, I would say not the split that you would love, but he's been solid against righties. I'm trying to find a number on it. I said Wilson Contreras off of Mikolas.
Okay. So
I'm trying to find a number as long as he's in the lineup. But go ahead.
So we got Contreras, Devers, and Freeman.
Yep. Wilson Contreras plus 475 on DraftKings to hit a bomb. I obviously got to make sure he's in the lineup. I didn't see his odds on FanDuel, but I'll go Wilson Contreras off Mikolas.
All right. We'll have a day tomorrow, Thursday, noon is B2B. We'll probably, you and I, plan. What does the afternoon schedule look like?
Let's see. Only a handful of games tomorrow. Most of them are in the evening. There's a noon game my time, 1 o'clock game, and then an afternoon game, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in the evening for baseball.
All right, we'll plan a Thursday afternoon closing bell around 4 o'clock my time. How's that?
Sounds good to me. And yeah, I mean, we obviously got a lot going on this weekend if we have some extra time. So 100% sounds good to me.
All right. So from myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from the one and only Mr. Riley Magnuson at Riley_Magnuson, the one. We wish everyone a blessed day. Have some fun, cash a few tickets. Always stay in your lanes. Week 0 coming out this weekend. The full week on Labor Day weekend. We'll figure out some time schedules as well. So from myself, Riley, everyone have a great day. And at 4:30, the Dubs, the Peach Master. We're talking some FedEx Cup, and then actually tomorrow at the closing bell, me and Riley will assess round 1.
Yes, sir. And keep an eye out. I'm gonna have a Big Ten, only a couple Big Ten games in action, but I'm gonna do a Big Ten blog for the week 0 here for the 2 games that we've got going on this weekend. So keep an eye out.
All right, and actually we'll talk tomorrow on the bell. We'll start the show with your talks on those 2 games as well.
Yeah, sounds perfect.
On the Cornhusker route, how's that sound?
We'll see about that, and then we've got Illinois on the other hand against Wyoming. I got a little research to do, some more research to do before I've got my final thoughts there. But a couple games this weekend here for the Big Ten.
Is Josh Allen QB in for Wyoming this weekend?
Not that I'm aware of. No, not that I'm aware of. They are 10-point dogs, I think.
Yeah, we need Josh for the weekend. How's that?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. See everyone soon. Take care.